Can we have a volunteer light a candle? Yeah, one more candle. So today we will also have a small memorial service for Jim's dad who passed away last Monday. So I invite Jim to light the candle. And this is his father, who is also Jim Yi. So please come and light the candle and invite him. Yeah, please light that. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Dear spiritual friends, before we start our meditation, let us do our regular chanting. Please turn to page number 5 of your chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa.
The three refuges.
Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami,
Dutiyampi sanghang sarenang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang sarenang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang sarenang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang sarenang gacchami.
Next page. 5 precepts.
Anatipata veremani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Adinādāna veremani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Kāmesu micchācāra veremani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Musāvāda veremani sikkhapadam samadhiyami. Suramire manje pamadatthana veremani sikkhapadam samadhiyami.
Affirmative vows based on 5 precepts.
Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect the property of others and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others. I am determined not to engage in relations without love and a long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness.
Next page. Homage to the Buddha.
Iti piso bhagavā arahang sammā sambuddho viññācarena sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhammasārati Sattā deva manusānam buddho bhagavāti.
Homage to the Dhamma.
Svakkāto bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi passiko opanayiko paccattam veditambo viññōmiti.
Homage to the Sangha.
Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ujjupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Samīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho Yadidam chantari purisa yogani Ante purisa punggala Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho Ahuniyo, Ahuniyo, Dakiniyo, Anjali Karaniyo, Anutteram Punyam Ketam Lokasansari.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Next page. Offerings. Offering of light.
Ganesaram padinthena Deepena tamadansina Tilokadipam sambuddham Pujayami tamunudam.
Offering of incense.
Gandha sambharayuntena Dupena ham sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyam tam Puja bhajana muttamam.
Offering of flowers.
Vannagandha gunopetam Etam kusuma santatim Pujayami munim dasya Siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddham kusumena nena Punyena mitena labami mokkham Pumbang vilayati yataridam me Kayo tatayati vinasabhavam.
Offering of water.
Adivase tunu bhante Paniyam parikampitam Anukambang upadaya Patigan hatu uttama.
Offering of drinks.
Adivase tunu bhante Ilane panchayam imam Anukambang upadaya Patigan hatu uttama.
Worship of shrines.
Vandami cetiyam sambam Sambhatani supatintitam Saririka dhatu mahabodhin
බුද්ධරූපං සකලං සදා. සාදු සාදු සාදු.
Next page. Wish of well-being. Reflections on the teaching of the Buddha in English. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the wheel that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like constant shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like a linchpin in a moving car. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as the smith removes the dust from silver. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental refinements are weakened, and the freedom from clinging is seen. All conditions, things are impermanent. When one sees this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditions, things are unsatisfactory. When one sees this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent.
Let us together practice this meditation. So we are all going to help each other, support each other to do this. training of our mind. So we are going to practice loving kindness meditation and meditation on breathing. So Bante Pun is going to guide us. So take a moment to rejoice this moment that we have finally got the chance to wholeheartedly focus on this meditation. And this is to train our mind. This is to take care of our mind. Whatever the training that we are doing here right now is going to benefit us a lot in terms of our physical health and mental health. But at the same time, whatever the practice we are doing right now is going to benefit many other people and beings who we happen to interact with. So think about the benefit that you will bring to so many people and beings with your practice. With that, rejoice and make a determination that I will engage in this practice wholeheartedly. I will make use of this wholesome space, this gathering, this guidance, and I will engage in a committed practice. With that determination, listen to the sound of the bell and to the chant, and help yourself to come to this body and feel your body. Pay attention where your body is touching, where you feel the pressed muscles in your body, and where your body parts are touching each other, and how you feel your clothes in different parts of the body. Try to come to your body throughout the bell and the chant.
Dear spiritual friends, now we are moving to practice meditation. Meditation on loving kindness and meditation on breathing. First, we will practice the guided meditation for the loving kindness. Then we can switch to the meditation on breathing. You can use your full awareness to be aware of your body. Observe the way you are sitting. Observe your posture. You have closed your eyes very gently, and you are keeping your upper body upright as much as possible. And you are sitting comfortably in a cross-legged posture, or you are firmly touching the ground sitting on the chair. This physical stability is very precious and very helpful for the mental relaxation, mental purification. Further, we will relax our body, letting body to be in this relaxed, motionless posture. We purposely relax our body. Draw your attention to each and every parts of the body and feel the body and relax the body. You can feel your forehead and relax your forehead. You are not having any heavy feelings on your forehead. Just drop down and relax. Feel your eyes and relax them. Feel your facial muscles and relax. To relax the facial muscles, we can invite very genuine smile. Smiling like a baby. Feel your shoulder muscles, upper arms, lower arms, palms, and fingers. And relax, relax. Just drop down and relax. Feel your chest muscles, thigh muscles, upper and lower back muscles. Just relax, 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 relax. sitting muscles, thigh muscles, lower legs to the tips of the toes. Feel them and relax. Relax your entire body. Let body to be in this relaxed meditative posture. Now very gently we draw our attention to our mind and observe the mind. Deeply understand the nature of the mind. In our mind we have thoughts, 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 and thoughts. According to your memories, experiences, hopes, and goals, you can experience thoughts. Some thoughts are related to the past, some are to the future, some of them are to the present moment. And deeply understand past is gone and let them go. Future is not yet come and let them go. Bring your full awareness to the present moment. We transform our mind with a wholesome thought. Right now, right here. We invite a wholesome thought and supportive, wholesome thoughts. Our wholesome thought is loving kindness. Loving kindness. Loving friendliness. We generate the loving kindness, loving friendliness to our own mind. We take care of our mind. We allow to germinate wholesome, loving vibrations, wholesome, loving thoughts in our mind. We take care of our mind like a mother who takes care of her only baby. Truly and genuinely, we draw our attention to our mind and generate loving kindness. Loving kindness is not all alone in our mind, there are a lot of supportive, wholesome thoughts. Compassion, tolerance, patience, appreciation, forgiveness, sharing and caring, worthiness. All those are wholesome, supportive vibrations to our loving kindness mind. We truly practice loving kindness thoughts, cultivate loving kindness mind. May my mind be well, be happy, be peaceful. May my mind be healed, be healthy. May my mind be healthy. May my mind be healed. May my mind be well, be happy, be peaceful. Observe your beautiful righteous mind slowly blooming like a lotus bud. Let it open. May my mind be well, be happy, be peaceful. Observe the beautiful, kind-hearted thoughts which are slowly germinating, arising, appearing in your mind. Your mind is beautiful. Your mind is wholesome. May my mind be well, be happy, be peaceful. We can use our beautiful loving kindness mind to spread the loving kindness throughout the body, from the top of the head to the tips of the toes. We will soak our body in loving kindness. May the generous loving kindness energy travel throughout the body. Your own loving kindness thoughts generate loving kindness energy, healing energy to heal the body. We start from the skin and gradually penetrate and spread the loving kindness to the inside the body. Radiate the loving kindness to the skin, the largest organ of this body. May the entire integumentary system, the skin, be healed, be healed, be healthy. Penetrate the skin, radiate the loving kindness to the muscles. May the entire muscular system of this body be healed, be healthy, be healthy. May the bones of this body be healthy, be healed, be healed, be healed. Feel, feel the loving kindness physically. We will radiate the loving kindness to the vital functions of the body, respiratory system, and the cardiovascular system of this body. Be healed, be healthy, be healthy. Radiate the loving kindness to the digestive system. May the entire digestive system of this body be healed, be healed, be healthy. Radiate the loving kindness to the genitourinary system of this body. May the genitourinary system of this body be healed, be healthy, be healthy. Radiate your loving kindness to the central nervous system, brain, and the spinal cord, and to the peripheral nervous system. Spread the loving kindness. Your loving kindness travel throughout the neurons and heal the entire nervous system. Physically and mentally, now you can feel your deep loving kindness healing loving kindness energy. We bless ourselves. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. We will share our loving kindness with our loving kindness spiritual friends who practice next to you, who practice in front of you, who are practicing behind you. May all spiritual friends who practice loving kindness right here, right now. Be healthy, be healed, be healthy. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May you be able to overcome all the inevitable difficulties. May you be healed. Now we are like loving kindness community. Like a bunch of beautiful flowers. We can smell the loving kindness fragrance. We can share our loving kindness with all other communities, people. Spread the loving kindness to all people in our neighborhood, neighboring neighborhoods, city, neighboring cities, county, neighboring counties, state, neighboring states, throughout the nation. All the people be healed, be healthy, be healthy. Spread the loving kindness to the neighboring countries all around the world. All the people be healthy, be healed, be healed. Radiate the loving kindness, not only human, but also to all other beings, seen and unseen, near and far, large and small. May all beings be well. May all beings be well. May all beings be well. Feel your healing, loving kindness within. Enjoy the peace which comes from the loving kindness. Enjoy one-pointedness of the loving kindness. Enjoy your peace and happiness that you earn through the loving kindness. Enjoy the equanimity that you earn through the true loving kindness. Remain silently for a couple of minutes and again and again invite in loving kindness thoughts. Practice loving kindness meditation. Be well, be well, be well. Slowly we switch our meditative object from loving kindness to the breathing. We use our lovely wise attention to practice breathing meditation. Feel the touch sensation of the air on your upper lips or inside the nostrils, or chest muscles, or the thigh muscles, where you can easily experience the in breath and out breath. Feel in breath and out breath. Breathe in mindfully, breathe out mindfully. Breathe in, breathe out. Let the in breathing and out breathing to occur. Observe the natural breath, in breath and out breath. Practice breathing meditation without interfering. Observe the natural breath. Practice breathing meditation. Enjoy your deep silence and practice breathing meditation until you hear the sound of the bell.
Bhayapatantacha Nibbhaya Sukampatantacha Nisukha Hontu sabbipi panino. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of your meditation and gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take a moment to feel grateful for this opportunity to have peaceful meditation. Let us feel grateful to great teachers, the enlightened masters in the past, who transmitted these teachings from generation to generation. Let us feel grateful to whoever helped, supported your meditation tonight. Deeply feel grateful to the guidance and instructions. Let us also feel grateful to whoever support to come here today for us. And also feeling grateful whoever arranged this place for us to meditate, clean this place, and also who maintain the Buddhist center for the benefit of everyone. Let us even feel grateful to these non-living things, including this cushion, the chair, this bell, and this device that help us to practice meditation from home. With deep gratitude, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Thank you, Bhante, for your guidance. And anyone would like to share your experience or ask any questions?
I felt like I had a very deep meditation, and I really practiced. Like I kept feeling a pain in my left side, and just trying to like release that and just kind of get above it.
So it worked. It worked.
And
So the learning the correct posture is part of the meditation, but it also takes time for body to get adjusted. But the body is a field of sensations, including what you call pleasant sensation, unpleasant sensation, neutral sensation. So as long as we have this body, we go through all this sensation, including pain. But that is not bad, because even though it is a pain, and it's an indication of our being alive. So we develop this kind of resistance and resentment towards the pain. But if you don't, let's say, if you start to feel nothing or nothing in certain body parts, that's even worse or horrible than having pain. So we have to approach pain in a very positive way, although it's not fun. But that it's an indication that that part is working and alive.
Yes, like I was focusing on thinking like loving kindness and compassion for myself.
Even to that parts
Yes.
having pain, yeah.
And then that actually helped me kind of get above that, because I wasn't like just like clenching in on that
Yeah.
pain. Instead, I was like, it's almost like when you're observing your breath. I was just observing. I was like, it's just a pain. It wasn't anything that was like menacing. It was just
Yeah.
an uncomfortableness, but it wasn't, comfortable.
Yeah.
So
That's the interesting part of our mind. Whenever we observe it, we are not in it.
yeah, right,
Yes.
right.
So it is common to physical sensation. It is even common to our emotion or in our thought. When we are observing it, we are not in it, we are above it.
Right.
Right? So whenever we have an itch, whenever we have any pain, when we are closely watching it, it's there, but you're not really in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. That happened when I had an itch on my cheek.
Yeah. Even when let's say we are in sadness, we are in anger or any other strong emotions, and when we start to notice it and observe, oh, interesting, I'm feeling this right now. Let me really get it fully, exactly how I feel it, which body parts are tightened, and what kind of thoughts going to come. So when you start to keep watching it, almost like another person watching it, and that very observation allows you to shift your to the awareness, and then you are not in the emotion, you are about the emotion. Yeah. That's the shift that we can make at any time when you learn meditation. Anytime we can do it. Anytime when we're having pain, we can do it. And sometimes those days, when I first came to US many years ago, and the winter was the new thing to me, right? So when you go out, it's like biting cold. Never experienced that level of cool, or not cool, but what do you call cold, right? Yeah, cold. So when the skin is having those things, I'm closely observing. Oh, lucky, let me see how exactly my skin is feeling, right? So I start to observe that, uncomfortable sensation, but and so I can keep observing it until I come into the house, and so I can maintain that, so it's all so you're not really suffering when you're observing.
But I find it easier physical observation, but emotional is very hard. I can't.
Yeah, because we identify with those emotions, like I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling upset, I'm sad, so we identify so closely with our emotions, so sometimes it can difficult for us to observe it as another part of the experience. Yeah. I remember, one day I had a cut in my finger when and then so I think Nancy and others came 2 days later and realized that I have a plaster in it, and so they realized that it is not. It's I need to see a doctor. So when they open it, I feel so much pain in the cut is open. But I was trying to like really see it and observe it in the very like whole you know, the spectrum of the sensations. So yeah, so sometimes it's helpful, but until you go and see the doctor. Yes.
Boo-boo kisses are good for that.
Hmm?
Boo-boo kisses.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So. Okay, let's move to the other part of the program. So, for our discussion today, I thought, for our discussion, to focus on important aspect in the teachings of the Buddha, that uh, the way Buddha talks about, if a community uh, wants to be in a smooth operation, if a community likes to be in harmony and progress, if a community needs to progress, and there are 4 qualities that we need to develop among the members. It could be a family. If a family would like to be in harmony and would like to progress, with these 4 qualities has to be there. If community like us, if you want to be in harmony and progress, we have to have those 4 qualities. If a nation would like to be in harmony and peace and want to progress, a nation should have those 4 qualities. Or even as a species, as a humankind, if we need to be in harmony among each nation and each other, and we need to have those 4 qualities. I think it even goes beyond the species, like all living beings. So these 4 qualities are called Sangha Vattu, the factors of integration, the factors that will integrate a community. Or actually, the Sangha, the Pali term Sangha means holding together. Holding together. The factors, the qualities, the principles that will hold things together, the whole a community together, whole a family together, whole a nation together, whole a species together. Those factors. In fact, those 4 factors are mentioned in our chanting book. So you can turn to page number. Did you notice that? 12. Page number 12. Page number 12. Last verse. We just read. Earlier in English. There's an interesting simile at the end of that verse. So can someone be volunteer to read that? English translation. Can someone? Can there be? Can I have volunteer to read that part?
Generosity. Yeah. Okay. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions toward others, and equanimity toward all beings and all things. These are the bonds of sympathy. Function in the world like the linchpin in the moving cart.
Okay. Now, can you read Pali? No.
I will mess it up.
Okay. So can you pay attention to the last line in the simile that Buddha is giving? These 4 qualities function in the world like a linchpin in a moving cart. Do you get the idea? What is the linchpin in a moving cart? Of course, I don't know whether you have seen a linchpin.
Isn't that the thing that holds the cart to the animals that are pulling the cart?
It's something that holds things together. It's a linchpin.
It prevents the wheels from falling off.
Yes.
It's like on the outside of the axle.
Yes. It's a small pinch, so the axle and and the wheel, and the axle will come out of the wheel a little bit, and then you have a linch pin to secure the wheel to the axle. So without that linch pin, things will not hold together. So, so what Buddha is saying that, so these four qualities function just like that, to keep us together in harmony and also help us to move as a society, as a nation, as a country, or as a community. How that those four factors is necessary for us to live together in harmony and move forward. Because the linchpin is that keep the axle and the wheel fixed and secured at the same time, allows to move forward. So what are these four qualities? Generosity, kind words, benevolent action towards others, and equanimity towards all things and all beings and all things. But let me briefly describe those things. So starting with generosity, that means for a family, for a community, for a society, for a country, for a community to live together, we have to have some level of generosity. Like a willingness to share. Sometimes that sharing also means sometimes doing some compromises and sacrifices, like maybe like giving up your own personal pleasure to some level for the benefit of larger community. Like you think about a family, right? So if you are living in a family, sometimes we have to be very generous. Definitely we have to be generous with our time, and also with our resources. At the same time, in the sense of like, let's say someone is allergic to certain kind of food in the household. Everybody has to not eat that food, right? In most cases, so you have to have sometimes that kind of sacrifices and compromises, and also like generosity with our time and with our resources. Um, so and sometimes even generosity with our effort, right? So even as a nation, as a country, we have to do some volunteer work for the benefit of the society. Like even some countries, you serve in military, or you serve as a volunteer organization as a necessary part of your training before you get a job. In some countries it has made it compulsory for all young people, before they start work, they have to be a volunteer to the country. It will be a nice thing to do, right? You give a 1 year or 2 year service to the country before you really start work, right? Yeah. So that kind of generosity, I mean, of course, in our family, definitely, as a community, we all have to do that. So that is really needed. So like not only think about ourselves, our own benefit, our own profit. If we really want to progress and move forward, we have to have that.
Yeah, but one thing related to generosity, Bhante, what I felt all the time is that whatever benefits now we are receiving, maybe even right now, maybe someone's sacrifice or dedication. Because of that, we are receiving, even for maybe we can go to the nature, right, Bhante?
Yeah.
Not only for people, the community.
So we are always experiencing generosity of someone.
Someone else. Yeah.
Exactly.
Maybe we can pay something for whatever we receive,
Yeah.
right, Bhante?
Yeah, but even let's say we pay for a good meal that we had. But I think if you think about starting from farmers and truck drivers and cook, everything, you really cannot put a price on that, right? Yeah. All that we pay, but it's not really fully paid in that sense.
Well, we couldn't even be here to hear the Dhamma if we didn't have, parents that helped us along to this point, or
Exactly.
person that made the car, or, people that made the car, things like that. It goes dependently and infinitely,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yes.
But we have to think that it does play our role.
Yes. So then we have to have encouragement to be generous, as much as we can. Like even like when you are driving, like giving away to someone is a part of generosity. Don't you think so? Like like giving away for someone to go, even in a line, right? That's also generosity. So it helps the society to move forward and also be in harmony and be in friendship.
It's common in the United States, if something goes really badly wrong, to say, oh, the wheels fell off.
Oh,
That's very common here, right?
wheel fell off.
Oh, yeah, the wheels fell off.
Oh, because you don't have a linchpin.
Yeah.
Wheels fell off, yeah. If it's going badly.
Oh, that's
"Oh,
good, yeah."
wheels fell off."
Yeah. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. So,
Monty, I hate to interrupt again, but
Yeah.
can we hear the Pali?
oh yes,
Is it okay?
yes, because this part we don't chant. We only say in English
We
all the
don't get
time.
to
Yeah,
hear.
I think Bante
Yeah.
Metta can chant well. Yeah.
He's
We never chant in Pali. We only say in English all the time. Every day.
Chant, right? Not
Yeah.
read.
And not read, but just chant. Yeah, the chant rhythmically.
Danang ca piya vajjang ca attha chariya ca ya ide samanattata dhammesu tattha tattha yathārahang iti ko sangha loke ratassaniva yayetu.
Okay, so that is being generous.
Very generous.
Okay, so the next quality is kind speech. We can also call suitable speech. Particularly as human beings, our communication happens mostly through our speech and also other means too. But as a human society, our most effective means of communication, the way we interact with others, happens with our speech. So our speech has to be kind and suitable, because that can decide so many things. Because our speech create a tone of the environment. How we speak. It's not only the verbal vibration, but it's also create a mental mood. So therefore, if you really want to live in harmony, trust each other, and work together and progress and move forward, and speech plays a very important part. It's not simply words. You say that simply words, not any deeds, but actually words. Words create reality. Words create reality. In the reality, in the sense that our mental state, our kind of mode. Therefore, how we speak affects others, and therefore we really whenever we speak, actually we can instigate certain aspect of other person. So the question we have to ask from ourselves: whenever I speak with others, what part of them I am bringing out? Right. So our speech, speech influence the others, and then our speech can instigate certain aspect of others. So we have to try our best
to use our speech very mindfully to bring out, hopefully, the best of others. And doesn't mean that we have to always please them. It's not really pleasing, but even uncomfortable things we can talk. But but even something that is not pleasant, that is uncomfortable truth, we still can talk, but in a acceptable tone. So here the word payer means actually
The
Ca-
inflection,
Hmm?
inflections.
inflection, and I mean not harsh words, pleasant words. Even you can even for example, even when you talk to your children, you really want to warn them. You really want to show point out something, the mistakes, but how you say it is very important. Uh, Not only what you say, but also how you say it, because even children will decide whether they are going to listen to you, whether they will accept it, not based on the emotion that we carry with that words. So the payer means being like a pleasant or kind speech. So therefore, I think even as a nation, as a country, we have to have a culture. I think that's the culture that really brings that develop that amicability. Can you say like a friendship amicability? One thing I remember when I was again talking about my early years in the US. We learn English in Sri Lanka, but we learn British English. So when you come here, it's slightly different. And so I remember when I was early time, whenever I visit grocery stores and other places, people are really talking to you here. Like they don't smile much. In Sri Lanka, I used to smile with people. People smile back to you. You're always smiling. But here people don't really smile that much. But they talk to you. That's the way that they interact with others. And I remember they ask, how are you doing today? I was trained to ask, how are you, in British English. When someone asks, how are you doing today? I feel like they really want to know about how I'm doing on that day. And I felt so like closeness and friendship, And I really want to explain them how I am doing today. But, they're not interested really, But that's the way you express, right? But that way you say it, that so it develops into different mental different mental state. How are you doing today? It's only in the US, I mean in other countries people don't ask how are you doing today, like even today, yeah. But it's in culture, so that's why we had to develop a kind of culture that we speak amicably, we speak nice. Even when you say when you even point out mistakes, so that can help. And the next quality is called beneficial action, but actually it's also mean beneficial conduct, atacharya, like beneficial conduct. So not only the speech, but then beneficial conduct. Of course, generosity is actually being generous at doing and giving, and speech is about how you manage your speech to maintain the harmony. But beneficial conduct means actually the way you behave, the way you move around, um, how you conduct yourself in a community, in a communal setting, how you conduct yourself. And not only the speech, but also how you conduct your body, how you approach, how you move around, and also what you do with your body. So the beneficial conduct, we try to be beneficial with our conduct. So it's also like respecting each other with our gestures, with our postures. and and how you know, and in addition to being generous, there are other ways. Mainly, there are ways that we will hurt, or even we will offend others with our bodily conduct. So, and we have to be very mindful. You know, sometime, you know, unconsciously, you know, unwittingly, you know, we may offend others. We may, you know, hurt others. So we have to know, especially in a family environment, sometimes certain of our behaviors, certain of our habits are really, hurting others. We should be mindful of that. You know, we are doing it out of our habit, but it can be a really, you know, hurting thing for the others. So being mindful about that and changing those behaviors is very important. Yeah, so it's like paying attention to, like, you know, how our behavior impact others. It's actually taking a moment to come out of our bubble of like a self-centeredness. You know, like, you know, I do what I want to do, right? And I move around the way I want to move around. So it's like we have that kind of bubble, right? You know, so we have to come out and then see. You know, of course, you have your all your right to do to behave the way you like to behave, but we also have to think about how it impact others. Like, you know, bring attention to that. You know, like you want something to achieve. Yes, you can go forward towards it, but at the same time paying attention how it would affect others. Right? Because we are all interconnected, you know, and so we have to pay attention to that. So I think I remember, you know, that's interesting. Sutta in a different place where we find that, you know, as the Buddha, after the enlightenment, you know, of course, everything is done, you know, accomplished. But there's a question about, you know, what kind of thoughts that Buddha would think most frequently. Interesting, right? And of course, what kind of thoughts that we think? Of course, you know, most of the time we think about, how to fulfill our needs and how to fulfill our wants, how to achieve our desires, you know, like, and how to get rid of things that we don't like. You know, those are the things that we frequently think, right? So there was a question that, you know, what are the most frequent thoughts that an enlightened person, in this case the Buddha, would think? You know, and then so there's an interesting statement saying that Buddha revealed that there are two kinds of thoughts that frequently occurred in the Buddha's mind. Would you like to know? The two kinds of thoughts that frequently arise in the Buddha's mind. One is called thoughts of harmlessness, or thoughts of harmlessness. That means Buddha always, that these thoughts occur to the Buddha always, that is this behavior, even this posture, is it hurting anyone, any creature? So Buddha is always, you know, that's kind of one kind of thought that is always occurring in his mind. Like, you know, he want to be as harmless as possible, you know, in a way he conduct himself, and whether his even his posture, you know, whether his behavior, his conduct is always having that mindfulness, is always thinking that is this way of my being is hurting any creature in this world. So that's one kind of thought. Yes. Second kind of thought is actually he, and so then he delights. He delights after knowing that his behavior is not hurting or harming anyone. He delights that harmlessness. The second one is actually seclusion. He delights. Seclusion means actually it's mainly seclusion from unwholesome thoughts. Mainly, actually, whenever he reflects his own mind, it's like more like a self-reflection. He delights of the absence of unwholesome thoughts, because he has overcome, he has destroyed even the possibility of any negative thoughts to arise, and so he reflects the purity of the heart. And so that delighting in that purity is the second kind of thought that will frequently occur to him.
Maybe avihimsa, right?
Yeah, kemo, yeah,
Kemo.
kemo, yeah, avihimsa, yeah, kemo and abhyapajya. Kemo, yeah, it described in two words. One is kemo, and other is abhyapajya. The second one is paviveka. Um, paviveka. So those are the two types of thoughts occurring. So even the Buddha, the one of the two kinds of most frequent thoughts occur to the Buddha as enlightened one is this, and is mindfulness that and is my behavior is bothering anyone, and then rejoicing that is not happening. When you are mindful. So then Buddha encouraged all the followers to have these two types of thoughts most frequently in your mind, and rejoice when you realize that it's not bothering anyone.
That is actually one thing, the peace.
Yeah,
The peace.
peace. Yeah, exactly. The peace. That's the peace. So the beneficial conduct. Okay, that's the last one is called samanatata. That means equality, or even you can say impartiality. And here actually translation is equanimity. Those all relate, referring to the similar kind of thing, equanimity. But here's Dhamme, so that means maintain equanimity or even impartiality to different conditions we experience in our life. It can be actually two parts to that. One is maintaining that kind of equanimity or impartiality to people, and also maintain a similar attitude towards situations. Because when we meet people, we meet let's say people of all different kinds. Some are maybe easy to deal with, some are difficult to deal with. There are favorable conditions, there are unfavorable conditions. So usually our mind will make very quick judgments, right? So this is like a training our mind to have a little kind of impartial, kind of equanimous attitude. Understanding the differences is common, and so mainly not to have like a discrimination or biases. That is natural. Biases are natural, and discrimination is natural. Prejudgment is natural. Those are arising in our mind, but our goal is like observe them, not to follow them, and try to maintain some kind of impartial attitude as much as possible, and making effort to maintain kind of impartial, equal attitudes to different people and also different situations. And as a society, as a nation, and we have that kind of equanimous and impartial attitudes to people of different kinds. Even in a family, people are different. People have different preferences, different attitudes, different values, right? And that is common. So we have to maintain. So some people have attitudes and values that we like. Some people have attitudes and values that we don't like. So naturally, we will develop this, thing that I prefer that person and I don't prefer this person. But as a society, we have to learn to live with all of them, except in social media. You can unfriend them. but in real society, you can't unfriend anyone. you have to work together. You have to live in the family. I mean, so you have to learn where to even accept the people who have different values and different attitudes. But understand underneath, although we have different values, different attitudes, underneath we have the same concerns. Although we have different idea how to achieve them, but underneath we have the same concerns, we have same suffering, same pains, but different attitude about that. So yeah, so maintaining that kind of equanimity is the one. So the four qualities: so generosity, and plus kind speech, and beneficial conduct, and maintaining impartial attitude or equanimity that can help us to run the society smoothly, yeah, and even a family. Okay. So sorry, today it's an important thing, no? And we have additional assignment to like you want to chant. So okay.
More of a request.
Sorry. Okay, so we have passed our time. So let us move to the other part of the program. And today we would like to dedicate our practice to a special person, especially to beloved father of Jim. So by coming here, doing this practice and doing this meditation, and we have generated so much goodness in our hearts as a community, as a group. We generated so much goodness. Let us dedicate our effort, our practice, for the benefit of Jim's father. So we will do a small water ceremony. Yeah, and so Jim and Ro, you can come forward. So and then and join the water ceremony. So Jim, your father passed away last Monday, right?
Yes.
Yes. And how old was he when he passed away?
76.
76. Yeah. So you have other siblings?
No, only one.
Only one. Okay. So let us join and help Jim to transfer message to his father. And this is how when someone passed away, we really want to express our gratitude, and we want to deeply appreciate all the things that they have given to us. Definitely, as being a father, you can share with us later, how he grew, how you raised you, and what kind of values you learned from him. And so this is the moment to be grateful. At the same time, we want to wish your father to have a smooth transition to his next existence. And we are going to support him. How we are going to support him? By giving all of our mental energy to him, and sharing our good merits with him, and inviting him to rejoice what we did today, and then get that feel our gratitude, feel our love, and receive our mental energy, and make it a support for him to have a smooth transition to his next existence. So we want to wish him happy rebirth. So happy birthday to your father. Yeah. So with that wish, we will all chant. So you can actually, we all can join as a community. So you can actually touch those people close to Jim can touch his shoulders, and then others can touch each other's shoulders. So we can come closer. So we can all be a one community and share our merits and our good thoughts towards his father, who's also Jim. He. So let us focus our mind as a community. All the practice we did today, we dedicate to our beloved father, Jim He. May he rejoice our merits. May he be benefited from these merits. And may he have a smooth transition to his next life. And may he have a smooth and steady journey towards the enlightenment. May he experience the sublime bliss of Nibbana. With that wish, we will chant. And Jim, you may pour the water to this cup slowly until it overflows. Please repeat after me. Idang me Nyatinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang me Nyatinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Idang mi Nyatinang Hotu Sukita Hontu Nyatayo Yatavari Vaha Pura Paripurenti Sagaram Eva Meva Ito Dinam Petanam Upakampati Unnami Udakang Vantang Yata Ninnang Pavantati Eva Meva Ito Dinam Petanam Upakampati Thank you, everyone. Yeah. You can go back and turn to page number 14. Let us also share this merit with all other living beings. If there's any being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she share this merit. May all beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ittavatache amni samvedam punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Sabbe santa anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be heedful. We will now do our blessing chant, wishing you all blessings for good health, peace, and happiness. We will chant the loving kindness sutra given by the Buddha for the benefit of all living beings. May all receive these blessings. May all be blessed with good health and more strength and courage to overcome your difficulties. And if you like to share these blessings with anyone in your family, among your friends, please keep them in your mind and share these blessings with them too. May you all be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya manta kusalena yantang santang padam abhisamicca sakko jocha sojocha soacho chansa mudu anatimani santos sakocha subarocha ampagitchocha sallahuka buddhi Santindriyocha nipakocha ampagambo kulesu ananugindo nacha kundang samachare kinchiyena vinyo pare upavadeyong sokino vake minohontu sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitanта ye kecipana bhutanti tasavatavarava anavasesadi ye mahantava manjimarassakanukatula dittava ye ye dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavesiva sabbe santa bhavantu sukhitantana paro parannikumbhete
වාති මඤ්ඤේත කත්ත චිනං කංචේ ව්‍යාරෝසනා පටිග සංඥානාඤ්ඤමඤ්ඤස්ස දුක්ඛ මිච්ඡේය මාතායතානියං පුත්තං ආයුසා ඒක පුත්ත මනුරක්ඛේ එවං පෙසබ්බ භූතේසු මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තං ච සබ්බ ලෝකස්මින් මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං උද්දං අදෝච තිරියං ච අසංපාදං අවීරං අසපත්තං තිත්තං චරං නිසින්නෝ වා සයානෝ වා යාවතස්ස විගත මිද්දෝ ඒතං සතින් අදිත්තේය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං නිදමාහෝ දෙත්තිං ච අනුපකම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනය්‍යගේතං නහි ජාතු ගම්බසෙයං පුනරේති තේන සච්ච වංජේන සොන්ති තේ හෝතු සම්බදායේ තේන සච්ච වංජේන සම්බ රෝගෝ විනාශසතු තේන සච්ච වංජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං සම්පීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සම්බ රෝගෝ විනාශසතු මාතේ භවන්තන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භව භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during your past few days. Think about an actual incident that you were able to help someone, even listen to someone, or maybe share something with someone. Even a simple act of kindness you did. Recall that precious act to your mind. Let us rejoice the opportunity to be kind to others. On this day, or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, and gladly share this joy
joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pains. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Think about your past few days and recall to your mind of incident that someone was kind to you, someone was generous to you, or even you observe someone's kindness. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you everyone for your participation and thank you for helping Jim to transfer Ministry's father. And those who join our YouTube, really appreciate your participation, your commitment to practice even from home. And we look forward to see you again in our next meditation meeting. Yeah. Thank you everyone. Good night to you all.
Thank you.
Yes.